From the banks of the Hocking River, Bob Wren Stadium here in beautiful Athens, Ohio. Little matinee baseball today as the Southern Ohio Copperheads will host the Licking County Settlers. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, Tim Hanna. Flying solo today. Sedric Granger doing his thing over in the room next to me as the PA announcer today has had to shift some things around. So just me today. Go over a couple of lineups here. First off, defensively for the Copperheads, Sam Maudsley will be on the mound today. Sam, the sophomore right-hander from Antelope Valley College in Las Vegas. 2.25 ERA through 12 innings. Does not have a decision yet on the year, but a couple of really solid games. Pitched really well against the Richmond Jazz. In his second game, went 7 innings, only allowed 3 runs off 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts to go along with that. In his first appearance against the Jazz, went 4 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, a walk, and 3 strikes as well. Sam, one of those pitchers that's starting to come into his own this year. Behind the dish will be Sebastian Silva. Mitch Klass will be back at first base for the first time in a couple of days. Matt Friesen on the opposite corner on third base. Maverick Stallings, Carson Shepard, the inside of the infield. Ian Crump, Kyle Ratliff, and Diego Ortiz. That is the outfield. For the Licking County Settlers, it'll be Logan Swanger hitting first, Cade Nellis hitting second, Danny Estrada third, Jumpy Oashi hitting fourth, Turner Hill hitting fifth, sixth spot, Chase Wisner, Drew Garth hitting 7th, Andrew Davison hitting 8th, and Ben Kaplan hitting 9th. Little matinee action again, as I said. We're getting an early start today here on a Sunday, Parents' Day, so that's what the late start is for. Had a lot of the parents get a chance to, had a lot of parents get a chance to throw out the first pitch today. Saw a couple of really nice pitches and a couple people that may need to work on their throw a little bit as the first pitch from Maudsley in there for a ball. Logan Swanger, the center fielder. Tiffin University, originally from Newark, Ohio. 1-0 pitch from Maudsley. Swung on and missed for strike number 1, evens the count at 1-1. Copperheads last night fell to the Hamilton Joes 11-1, and a bit of a disappointing performance from the team all around yesterday, as on Friday night they were able to run rule, and then of course yesterday the exact opposite thing happened, and that's now 3 straight games with a run rule dating back to the game against Xenia earlier this week. Xenia was victorious 15-5 in I guess that game did go the full 7 innings, but it was a run rule. And before that, the Copperheads were able to run rule the Grand Lake Mariners here on Friday night. Really impressive 7th inning, put that game to bed. And then, of course, last night, a bit of a lackluster offensive performance for the Copperheads, and were defeated 11-1. Full count here now for Logan Swanger. Sam Maudsley trying to get things going today for the Copperheads. Need another solid start from these starting pitchers, and the team play is just so much different when those starters are able to go out there and give 5-6 innings. As there's a strikeout for Sam Maudsley, Logan Swanger goes down swinging, and that's a good way to get things started here. It'll go around the horn, and Cade Nellis, the second baseman from Purdue University Fort Wayne, sophomore infielder, will get a couple of cracks at it now. Crowd's slowly starting to fill in here. Not quite the crowd we've seen the last couple of days, but always great to see people coming out to the ballpark, especially for a little matinee action on Sunday. Temperatures right around 85 degrees here at first pitch as the first ball misses outside for ball number 1. Maudsley will look on and deliver the first 1-0 just outside for ball number 2. Is on its way. There's a strike. Makes the count 2-1 now for Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis will be playing second base today for the Licking County Settlers. And the Settlers, team that we will be very familiar with coming up here in the next couple of weeks, the Licking County Settlers. We'll play them 9 times this year. Pitch misses for a ball, making the count 3-1. So already played 2. This is the 3rd matchup of the year against the Settlers. Settlers took the first game and the second game. Settlers took the first game 11-1, and then on June 17th, Settlers were also victorious, 11-9. However, Copperheads showed a lot of fight in that one. Were kind of able to claw themselves back in. It was another one of those 10-1, 11-1 type games. And then the Copperheads, a couple of big innings, able to crawl their way back into it, 11-9. But unfortunately not able to get the victory in that one. So Caden Ellis was walked. And now stepping in, Danny Estrada, the left fielder. Sophomore left fielder from Frostburg State University, Reading, Pennsylvania. Throw back over to first, not in time. So 1-0 to Danny Estrada. Caden Ellis on first base via walk. Maudsley stand in and deliver. Pitch is low. Make it 2-0 for Danny Estrada. Always cool to see all the different families that are able to come up and watch games here in Athens. Got him at first base on the throwback. Sam Maudsley and Mitch Class get him on the throwback to first base. So Caden Ellis will be sent back to the dugout. That's now 2 outs. Copperheads have a chance here to go 1-2-3. Or get the Settlers 1-2-3. But the 2-0 pitch missed. They said he did not go. So a 3-0 count now to Danny Estrada. But yeah, it's always nice to see all the different families coming out to the ballpark, supporting the players, and really good environment here in Athens. There's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Good environment, especially here on a picturesque Sunday morning. Sky almost looks fake with the perfect cloud placement. 3-1 pitch. Sent foul back behind the grandstands here. So full count now for Danny Estrada. Working against Sam Maudsley. Copperheads hoping that he could go 6, maybe even 7 innings today in this one. Going to save arms as have a lot of games coming up. Chopper, slow roller that went foul first. Kind of hit in the box and then slowly rolled up. So we'll do it again here at 3-2. Had a situation like that in yesterday's game where there was a ball, a slow roller hit over to Bam Thomas at first base, and the runner or the batter didn't even run because he thought it went foul, and there was a bit of a discussion about it. Ultimately, it was ruled that it did stay fair the entire time. The payoff pitch sent out into shallow right field. Estrada will dig for 2. The throw from Ortiz, not in time from right field, so that will be a double for Danny Estrada. Nice, well-hit ball there by Estrada. Put that one shallow right field. Ortiz had to hustle over to get it. So Jumpy Oashi, the third baseman, Missouri Valley College, will come in, see what he can do with a runner on and 2 outs here in the top of the first. No score in this one yet. Maudsley delivers the first pitch. In there for a strike. Talked about it on yesterday's broadcast as well. A lot of these Copperheads pitchers able to find that strike zone on the first pitch. See a lot of 0-1s or 1-2 counts early for a lot of these hitters, and then once they start to go later into at-bats, whether that's fatigue or maybe trying to get a little too technical, not too sure, but all these pitchers, as here we are 0-2 to Oashi. A lot of these pitchers really able to find the zone early. And so 0-2 to Oashi. Maudsley will set his feet, get the signal from Sebastian Silva, and look back at second. Deliver the 0-2. Just missing that part of the zone. A nice pitch there from Maudsley, working that outside part of the plate. Silva, a nice job to frame that, but just not enough to get the looking strikeout on that one. But a 1-2 count now, so he'll have a couple of more chances to give him something. 1-2 in the dirt, and that will advance Danny Estrada up to third base. Interesting thing to note, catcher Sebastian Silva changing up the style face mask that he's wearing in this one. Opted to go for more of the hockey goalie type face mask than in the original type with the batting helmet and the one that you just pull over the top of it. 2-2 pitch. Chopper to Friesen. He'll throw down to first. The scoop is in time by Mitch Klass. So no runs there in the top of the first. And when we return, we'll see Carson Shepard, Gunnar Aldrich, and Kyle Ratliff. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for some action in the bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning brought to you by Ohio Health. Bottom of the first inning also today brought to you by Larry's Doghouse. Thank you to Ohio Health and Larry's Doghouse for all that you do for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. We truly do appreciate it. So getting things started for the Copperheads here in the bottom of the first will be Carson Shepard hitting leadoff today, as Trey Rucker will get the day off. So Carson Shepard 1, Gunnar Aldrich 2, Kyle Ratliff 3. That's the 3 we will see in this inning. First pitch from Carson Shepard, grounded over to third base, not handled cleanly. The throw, however, is in time. That's a quick out, number 1. Michael Lasecki on the mound for the Licking County Settlers today. Lasecki, the junior left-hander from Ohio Dominican. He'll go to work against Gunnar Aldrich. Gunnar Aldrich hitting .246 on the year, 6 RBIs, 9 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Went 0 for 3 yesterday, as it was, like I said, just a bit of a tough offensive performance all around. But Aldrich playing really well the last 10 days or so. Started to really come into his own, favoring that designated hitter role. Third pitch in there for a ball, so the count's 2-1 to the Michigan State man. 2-1 count, swung on and missed. Evens the count at 2-2. Go here, the defensive lineup for the Licking County Settlers. Ben Kaplan and Jumpy Owashi on the corners, as there's a strikeout for Gunnar Aldrich. 2 quick outs in this one. Chase Wisner and Cade Nellis will be the interior infield. Danny Estrada, Logan Swanger, and Turner Hill in the outfield. Behind the dish today, Austin Davison. He'll be doing the work catching for Michael Lasecki. Kyle Ratliff stepping into the box now. Send that one foul. Might have hit that one off of his foot, maybe. He's kind of favoring that left foot a little bit. Hopefully he is okay. Kyle Ratliff, the leader in home runs in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League right now, with 5 of them, as Ratliff will adjust shoe. Make sure he's okay. And he'll step back in here. Down 0-1 with 2 outs. Kyle Ratliff, one of those guys that we will likely see in the All-Star game here in a couple of weeks. As that one's in there for a strike. Not sure what that one is. Crowd not very happy about that one, as that one will go just outside. Make the count 1-2 to Kyle Ratliff. Going to be a tough home run, or tough race for that home run crown in the GLSCL. Think about guys like Austin Deering, as Kyle Ratliff will swing and miss on that one for strike number 3. So the Copperheads go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. When we return, we'll see Turner Hill, Chase Wisner, and Drew Garth. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the second. Top of the second brought to you today by Jackie O's. As there's a quick bunt dropped by Turner. He'll throw down to first, will not be in time. So quickly, a runner on first didn't even get a chance to get back here. Finish the ad read real quick. Thank you to Jackie O's. And for Copperheads fans over the age of 21, highly recommend trying that Homer's Hazy IPA. Special beer made for the Copperheads this season. So now Drew Garth, designated hitter. Chase Wisner, rather. Chase Wisner, the designated hitter, will swing at that one. Got a little late on that. And Silva pops up in case Turner Hill tries to make a run for it. Mosley will throw back. Already got one guy today on the throw back to first, so see if he's able to continue working that. No outs, one runner on, and no score here in the top of the second. Sam Maudsley on the mound for the Copperheads. Runner goes. There's a shot out into right field that will drop in between Ortiz and Ratliff. One runner is coming around, and that will be a triple for Chase Wisner. RBI triple, and the Licking County Settlers strike first in this one. Really, really well hit ball from Wisner. Lost his batting helmet rounding second, so we'll go pick that up and march on back to third base, rather. So no outs in this one, runner on third, and the Settlers are able to strike first. Really nice hit ball from Chase Wisner. Drew Garth, the designated hitter, will try and add to that lead. First one in there for a ball. Drew Garth, the sophomore, Seton Hill University, rather. 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI against the Copperheads in their last matchup. Chops that one down the first baseline, but foul. Even the count here at 1-1. Great day to be at the ballpark. A little Sunday matinee action. One runner on. Just 90 feet away from adding to the score total. Maudsley delivers the 1-1, swung on and missed for strike number 2. Drew Garth to swing on that one. And count is 1-2. Drew Garth. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul down that third baseline. So we'll do it again here at 1-2. Chase Wisner on third base after an RBI triple that scored Turner Hill. Turner Hill reached on a first pitch bunt that I'm not sure if we were even able to see on the broadcast as I was coming back from the ad read as well. 2-2's count. One miss low. See if Maudsley can get him something on the outside. Make him chase it. There's a shot out to center field. Ratliff giving chase. Flashes the leather, makes the grab. But Chase Wisner will tag and come home. So that's an RBI sac fly for Drew Garth. Settlers will take a 2-0 lead in this one. 1 out. Really well hit ball, but as I'm sure most people in the Great Lakes League know, by this point. Kyle Ratliff, dangerous out there in center field, has gotten a couple guys this year trying to get extra bases on flyouts. First pitch to Austin Davison, the catcher, in there for a strike. Austin Davison, sophomore from Trinity University, Park City, Utah. Went 1 for 3, scored 2 runs, and had 2 strikeouts in the previous game against the Copperheads. A couple of familiar names and a couple new names on the lineup today for the Settlers, but as I was saying earlier, Settlers will be very familiar with the Copperheads and vice versa here in the next couple of weeks, as there's a swing and a miss for strike number 3, Sam Maudsley. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Gets him going down for out number 2. So now the number 9 hitter, Ben Kaplan, the first baseman, sophomore from Marietta College, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. First pitch to him is low for ball number 1. One thing yesterday we talked about with the pitching is just not quite able to find that zone and be able to attack it, and quite a few walks in that game yesterday as a result of that. The Hamilton Joes pitching staff pretty much had their way with that Copperheads offense, who was coming off of a really exciting performance Friday night against the Grand Lake Mariners, where they put up 14 runs, including 10 in the bottom of the 7th. For those runs coming from the big bat of Kyle Ratliff, hit that grand slam. I'm sure everybody's seen that video to this point. Great call by my partner, Sedric Granger, on that one. It's always fun to see, or fun to make those calls and then see everybody reacting to them, and just a great environment here Friday night, and even last night too, before things got out of hand in that 6th inning. Really great performances. There's a walk from Ben Kaplan, so I believe that's the 2nd walk today for Sam Maudsley. Try to limit those numbers a little bit, in the words of Coach Lanning and Coach Harris. Just throw strikes. So we'll go to the back of the top. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. Logan Swanger struck out his first time. First pitch in there for a strike with a runner on first. Settlers lead this one 2-0. Throw back over to first, not in time. Logan Swanger, originally from Tiffin University, sophomore outfielder. Maudsley working that outside part of the plate, not able to touch the zone there. So it'll be a 1-1 count for Logan Swanger. One pitch on its way, sent out to left center field. That will drop as Ian Crump not able to get over there in time. So that is a single for Logan Swanger. Now 2 on and 2 out. And the Settlers have a 2-0 lead in this one, as Cade Nellis will step up to the plate. Maudsley will look back at second. Send that one just past the outstretched glove of Maudsley and Shepard as the run will come home. But the throw is not in time, so that's another run for the Settlers as they'll take a 3-0 lead off the RBI single from Caden Nellis. So still 2 on, still 2 out. Danny Estrada will take a crack at it. Maudsley, look back at second. Deliver the first pitch just outside for ball number 1. That ball on the hit from Nellis just past the outstretched glove of Maudsley, and he made a really good attempt to make a play on that, and then Shepard with a late dive to try and come in and stop it from rolling out into the outfield as there's a strike from Maudsley. So just a really solid piece of hitting from Caden Ellis. 1-1's the count to Danny Estrada, as Maudsley will step off the mound in this one and shake things off, step back on, and get ready to deliver the 1-1. Pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 now to Danny Estrada. Copperheads trying to get out of this one, have allowed 3 in this top of the second. Settlers have a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second. 2 outs. Maudsley will look back at second and deliver the 1-2. Chopper up to Maudsley. He'll toss it down to Class for out number 3. But the damage is done here in the top of the second. The Settlers strike first and take the 3-0 lead here as we head to the bottom of the second. When we return, Maverick Stallings, Sebastian Silva, and Ian Crump. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning brought to you by Steak and Shake. So Maverick Stallings will get things started here for the Copperheads, the shortstop from St. John's River State Community College. Maverick Stallings 1 for 2 with a run yesterday against the Hamilton Joes, hitting .214. As that one will hit the umpire. And he'll kind of shake that one off for ball number 1. Go over the batting lineup for the Copperheads as that first inning went fairly quickly. So lead off, Carson Shepard, Gunnar Aldrich in that 2 spot. Kyle Ratliff hitting 3rd as per usual. Maverick Stallings will slide up to 4th. Sebastian Silva hitting 5th. Ian Crump hitting 6th. Diego Ortiz getting a chance to play today. Will hit 7th. Mitch Klass back in the lineup after getting a couple of days off. Will hit 8th. And Matt Friesen will hit 9th. So the last couple of games, Carson Shepard been hitting out of that 9 spot to have a little bit of speed on the base. Hopefully have a little speed on the base pads when we get back to the top of the order. But Friesen also a quick guy, so with Shepard taking that leadoff spot, Friesen able to use that speed at the bottom of the lineup. 1-1 pitch to Stallings is swung on and missed for strike number 2. So the count is 1-2. In this one, Settlers lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Got 3 runs in the top of the 2nd. Stallings will foul tip that one back into the net and get another chance here at 1-2. 1-2. Just working that outside part of the plate. 2-2 to even the count here in this one. Stallings got to play a lot of shortstop and really settled himself in quickly. Did not play against the Mariners in that big win, but up to that point had pretty much been playing every single game since joining the team at that shortstop position, allowing Carson Shepard to move over to 2nd, which then, of course, allowed Gunnar Aldrich to move into that designated hitter role and really work on his hitting. And we've seen how beneficial that's been for him, as since he's moved into that DH role, really been productive, hitting out of that, usually that number 2 spot. And Stallings able to draw a walk here and get things started. So Sebastian Silva, the sophomore catcher from Virginia Military Institute, hitting .087 on the year, but does have a double, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Another guy that doesn't play a ton, but when he does play, usually able to take advantage of those opportunities and does really well. Works with those guys in the bullpen night in and night out, as usually Steidel is the one doing the catching most days of the week, but Steidel and Friesen as well, both really strong catchers. And that catcher core that we have, arguably one of the best position groups on this team, is Silva rockets one through the infield, and he'll get on base. So now 2 on with no outs for Ian Crump. First pitch to Crump, right downtown for strike number 1. Ian Crump, sophomore from Miles Community College, Rapid City, South Dakota. Get quite a bit of playing time this year for Miles. Played 53 games. Hit .304, 5 homers, 47 RBIs, and 26 stolen bases. Has a double this summer. 4 runs and 4 walks, hitting .115. Again, like Sebastian Silva and like we'll see with Diego Ortiz, who's on the on-deck circle, these guys don't play a ton, but when they do, usually able to take advantage of their opportunity and come up big. We saw Diego Ortiz the other night against Grand Lake come in and get on base and was one of the runners that was on base actually when Kyle Ratliff hit that home run. As it appears there was a plastic bag of some sort that made its way out onto the field. Had to take a minute to check that out. But Crump will await the 0-2. No score yet in this one, but the Copperheads threatening with 2 on and no outs as Crump will send that one out into right field. Foul. So we'll do it again here at, actually, it kind of looks like count. Maybe the scoreboard says it counts 1-2. Secchi. To his feet, fakes the pitch, but will step off. The 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike number 3. So Crump will go down on strikes for out number 1. And up steps Diego Ortiz. From University of Alabama, Birmingham. Hitting .063 on the year. Does have 2 RBIs, though. 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. 2 stolen bases as well. So, like I said, a guy that doesn't play a whole lot, but always seems to take advantage of opportunities given to him. And he's got one here to hard hit ball to the outfield. Would probably score Maverick Stallings as he'll take that one on inside part of the plate for strike number 1. So 1-1 for Diego Ortiz. As he'll send that one right to third base. The throw back to second. Nice play made by Jumpy Owashi. Throw back over to Caden Ellis to get Maverick Stallings for out number 3. So another tough break for the Copperheads here in the bottom of the second. No scores on a couple of hits. When we return, we'll see Jumpy Owashi, Turner Hill, and Chase Wisner. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the or top of the third inning, rather. Today brought to you by OUCU Financial, where you belong. Jumpy Owashi, third baseman that made the play to end the bottom of the second, will get things started here in the top of the third, and he will first pitch swing, send that one out to Kyle Ratliff for out number one. So Owashi goes down quick, and Turner Hill will step in and try and follow up that impressive three-run inning that the Settlers put up. A couple of really nice opportune hitting situations. First pitch to Turner Hill in there for a strike. Maudsley into his third inning of work. Really solid so far. A couple of walks he might have wanted back, but nonetheless, he'll be one of those guys that kind of anchor this rotation. We've seen this rotation kind of establish itself in these last couple of days. Colin Ryan, Daniel Walter, Sam Maudsley, Cody Williams as the four main starters, if you will. And then, of course, the bullpen day is Hill will send that one out to left field. Ian Crump makes the play on that for out number two. Chase Wisner will get a crack at it now. So, Wisner will show bunt and pull it back. Appears in time for ball number one. Settlers lead it 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs and nobody on for Chase Wisner. Wisner will send a high fly ball up to center field. Ratliff flashes the leather and ends the inning. So the Settlers go 1-2-3. And when we return, we'll see Mitch Klass, Matt Friesen, and Carson Shepard. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third inning today brought to you by Eclipse Company Store. Thanks to Eclipse providing last night's post-game meals. Mitch Klass will get his first crack at it today, working against Michael Lasecki in his third inning of work. First pitch in there for a strike. Only one hit today so far for the Copperheads, as Klass will send that one back into net. 0-2 for Mitch Klass. The 0-2 is outside for ball number one. So 1-2 count to Mitch Class. Mitch Class got a couple of days off here recently. Bam Thomas filling in duties on first base, and Class will go down on strikes. One quick out here in the bottom of the third inning. So now stepping up to the plate, the third baseman in today's game, Matt Friesen, the Ohio University man. Another one of those guys really showing his versatility this season, as he started the year as primarily a catcher, and then here in the last couple of days has played second base, now playing third base today in this one, and starting to come into his own as a hitter as well. Had the only RBI in yesterday's game, went 1 for 2 with that RBI, and hitting 182 on the year. Does have a double, a couple of walks, and a stolen base. Oh, and a little bit of heat on that one, as that one from Lasecki blew Austin Davison's glove off. The ball kind of rolled over there. 2-0, 3-0. Looks like 3-0. The way the sun's reflecting off the scoreboard, a little bit difficult to see. And was 3-0, as it'll be a walk for Matt Friesen. And like I was saying earlier, talking about Carson Shepard, Friesen, another one of those shifty guys on the base pad. And a guy that knows how to get on base, and that's exactly what you have to do when you're looking to string together some runs, especially when you're trailing in a game like this, a close game, 3-0, and being able to get guys into scoring position and then ultimately across the plate, something this team has to be able to do if they'd like to get back in the win column and maybe go on a little bit of a roll here to start the month of July. First pitch in there for a ball to Carson Shepard. Second pitch also inside for ball number 2. Carson Shepard had the night off yesterday. Matt Friesen played second in his absence. Shepard will send that one out onto the concourse. And the count will move to 2-1. Nice breeze coming in today, too, through the stadium. Blowing in. As Friesen will go, Shepard sends that one into the gap. Friesen will look and turn, but remain at second base. So that is a single for Carson Shepard. With one out here in the bottom of the third for Gunnar Aldrich. And Gunnar Aldrich yesterday 0 for 3, but does have 6 RBIs on the year, hitting 246. Has scored 10 runs, partially due to those 4 stolen bases that he has. Another guy at the top of this lineup that can really get in the head of a pitcher. And, you know, when I talk to, that one will be a little blooper out into shallow left field, and that'll be a single for Gunnar Aldrich, who's now on. And that leaves the bases loaded now for the home run leader in the Great Lake Summer Collegiate League, Kyle Ratliff. SIU Edwardsville. 1 for 3 yesterday, but hitting 296 on the year, 15 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases. He'll get a little chat from Coach Lanning as Coach Dennis out there talking to his guy, making sure everything's good to go. Everybody's on the same page. As he's in a bit of a jam here, Lasecki is, with the bases loaded and only 1 out. So that leaves the sacrifice fly potential. And we know Ratliff with just a swing of a bat can put 4 runs up on the board here. We saw him do it in a walk-off type fashion Friday night. First pitch to Ratliff. Oh, swings and misses on that, or looks like he knocked it foul for strike number 1. Ratliff, power hitter, wants to be more of a directional guy, work on his ability to place the ball rather than just spray it. The 0-1 is outside, evens the count at 1-1. Ratliff will adjust the gloves and step back in. Bases loaded here with only 1 out as the Copperheads are threatening in this bottom of the 3rd. Pitch is low. Friesen's going to come home, and he will score standing up. So that's the first run of the day for the Copperheads off of a wild pitch is likely how they'll score that one. And the Copperheads are on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ratliff waits 2-1. He will chop that one up the first baseline. And he is safe at home. Carson Shepard with the wheels. And that's an RBI single for Kyle Ratliff, who will add to his RBI total, scoring Carson Shepard, and it's now a 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd. Still only 1 out. And Maverick Stallings will come up to the plate now, as the Copperheads look to add another one here. Gunnar Aldrich just 90 feet away there on first base. Sebastian Silva awaits in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Stallings as Ratliff goes, will be sent into the gap, and Gunnar Aldrich will march home. Kyle Ratliff will head on down to 3rd, and it's a tie ball game, folks. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd via the RBI single from Maverick Stallings. Runners remain on the corners. Still only 1 out. And this is the kind of thing that the Copperheads have been looking to do really all season long, is string together these nice hits, be able to get on base, and then continue to rally and get runners across the plate. Something they have struggled with in multiple games this year, but as we see today, or now in this inning, something they are more than capable of doing. First pitch to Silva in there for a strike. A great piece of great hitting all around from this lineup. Friesen able to draw that walk, and then Shepard, Aldrich, and Ratliff able to get some hits as the throw back over to Stallings is not in time. It's something that, as I said, they've struggled with, but noticing more and more that they are able to do things like that, create these little runs, and you can just tell the whole mentality of the team changes. When this team gets on a roll, they're capable of putting up 10 runs in an inning like we saw Friday night against the Mariners. Maverick Stallings proving to be a lot to handle over there on first base, as Lasecki's thrown over there a couple of times. Ratliff now threatening a steal. One misses high for ball number 1. One count. Runners on the corners. Stalling, creeping out as he goes to steal for second. The throw is not in time. The throw back home, also not in time. Kyle Ratliff gets home, and the Southern Ohio Copperheads take the lead in this one off the double steal. Maverick Stallings and Kyle Ratliff. Well-executed base running there from the Copperheads as they take the lead in this one. What a great example of high IQ base running there from Maverick Stallings and Kyle Ratliff. Maverick Stallings takes off. Kyle Ratliff hesitates and then heads home after the catcher, Austin Davison, has already thrown the ball down to second base. And then a nice throw back from Caden Ellis. It put it in the right spot he needed, just not quite in time, as Ratliff, one of the fastest guys on this team. Tough to beat him in a foot race, especially heading 90 feet down to home plate. I like the Copperheads being aggressive here, too, on the base pads. I talked to Coach Lanning the other day. He talked about how it was nice in that Grand Lake game to be able to play with a lead, something they haven't done very often this year. A lot of the wins have been from, late comebacks, or we've seen a couple of walk-offs this year even. And Coach Lanning just talked about how nice it was to get that lead in the second inning and really never look back. Led coast to coast in that one. Won't be able to lead coast to coast in this one, but playing with a lead definitely changes the mentality of a team, as that one will go off of Davison's shoulder, and Stallings will advance up to third base. The count is now full for Sebastian Silva, who's had quite a lengthy at-bat now with all the throwbacks to Stalling at first, then the double steal, another pass ball, and Silva being really patient up there, waiting his turn, trying to find the pitch that he wants, while also putting Maverick Stallings in a optimal position to score a run here. That one is foul tipped, and we'll do it again here full. Copperheads just took the lead in this one. RBI, or actually a wild pitch. Shot over to shortstop. Chase Wisner throws over to first and gets Sebastian Silva. But a really productive at-bat for Silva. Silva able to not only run up that pitch count, but put Maverick Stallings in a really good position now to score for a hard-hit ground ball from Ian Crump, who will step in. Ian Crump hitting 115 on the year. As he'll send that one out into left field. Will it drop? And what a diving catch from Danny Estrada. What a play out there. Laid out for that one and robbed Ian Crump of an RBI. But the Copperheads get 4 runs off 4 hits and will take the lead in this one. When we return, it'll be Drew Garth, Austin Davison, and Ben Kaplan. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the top of the fourth inning. Top of the fourth inning brought to you by Ohio Health. Thank you to Ohio Health for all you do to support the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Top of the fourth inning, Drew Garth, the designated hitter, will get things started in this one. Copperheads exploded in that bottom of the third inning to take the lead 4-3 after the Settlers led those first 3 innings, or led since the top of the second, rather. Sam Maudsley still on the mound for the Copperheads, continuing to pitch well in this one. And got the count here, 2-0 to Drew Garth. Two-oh pitch, swung on and missed for strike number 1. Temperature's starting to creep up now a little bit towards the upper 80s. First pitch was in the low 80s. That one misses for ball number 3. So 3-1 count to Drew Garth. That will be a 5-pitch walk for Drew Garth. So a runner on first, as Austin Davison, the catcher, will step in. Sam Maudsley still pitching well. Don't see any work going on in the bullpen. As I mentioned when the game first started, like to probably see Maudsley be able to get 5, 6, maybe even 7 innings like he had against the Utah, or I pulled a Sedric there, everybody. The Richmond Jazz in his last game went 7 strong innings. Gave up a couple of runs early, but really settled into that one. And it was a really good start and allowed the Copperheads to stay competitive in that one. Shot out, fouled. Garth, or Davison rather. Count is 2-1. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. So a 2-2 count here for Austin Davison. Here in the top of the fourth, 1 on, no outs. Copperheads lead the Licking County Settlers 4-3 in this one. As we got a lot of baseball left to play in this one. Going to be a competitive one down the wire as 2-1 is low. Make the count 3-1. Maudsley trying to avoid a second straight walk in this one. Actually, it appears the count is full. Can't quite see. Apologize, folks. I can't quite see the scoreboard out there. Runner goes. The throw, the tag, in time. No signal from the umpire, but he is. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. So there was a walk. So that is why Drew Garth is not out, even though that was an absolute perfect throw and tag from Silva and Shepard. But due to the walk, Garth was given that base anyways. Davison will move up to first base, and Ben Kaplan will get a chance to go to work here. 2 straight walks for Sam Maudsley. We'll see how he's able to respond in this one. So Ben Kaplan will go to work here. Top of the 4th, 2 on, no outs. Settlers trail by 1. Maudsley kicks, deals, sent foul down that first baseline for strike number 1. Beautiful day for baseball here in Southeast Ohio. About an hour into this game. Pre-game festivities took a little bit longer than usual today, as a lot of the players' parents in attendance were able to throw out the first pitch. I think we may have broken the stadium record for most first pitches thrown. We saw a lot of the guys have a parent out there with them to catch the first pitch, so it took a little bit longer getting things started today. In there for a strike, that's strike number 2, and the count is 1-2 for Ben Kaplan. Tim Hanna flying solo today, as Sedric Granger will be, or is currently, the PA announcer here at Bob Wren, as that one's also chopped foul. Looks like we got some guys getting warmed up down there in the bullpen now. Potentially Jarrett Oaks as one of those guys. I'll have to wait and see. Always a lot of energy here at Bob Wren when Sedric is on the PA announcer, as you guys know. Full of energy. 6-3 double play. And that's a 6-3 double play, as Stallings will get it, step on second, and then throw it to Class at first. But the runner does advance to third base, what takes away the sac fly opportunity for the top of the Settlers order, Logan Swanger, hitting lead off for the Settlers today. We get a chance to look at the South Division standings as Swanger sends that one out into right field. Will hit up against the right field corner. Throw in, and that's a stand-up double, RBI double for Logan Swanger, as the Settlers will tie it up here in the top of the 4th, 4-4. It appears that will be the end of Sam Maudsley's day. Coach Lanning heading out to the mound. And we'll see a relief guy come in. Take a quick break here. When we return, it'll be continuation of the top of the 4th. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the fourth, new pitcher for the Copperheads was indeed Jarrett Oaks. So Jarrett Oaks will get things working here. Oaks, a 3.17 ERA this year, 4 2/3 innings of work. Strikeout to walk ratio 8-9, and has made 6 appearances for the Copperheads. Did pick up the save against Xenia from University of South Carolina Sumter, originally from Iva, South Carolina. Quickly 2-0 to Caden Ellis, the second baseman for the Settlers. Settlers just tied it up. Those of you just joining us. A RBI double from Logan Swanger into the right field corner. Scored Drew Garth. So the 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. 3-1. Jarrett Oaks yesterday pregame was, well, as we said, it was family weekend, family day here at Bob Wren, and no help there from the home plate umpires. That'll be a walk for Caden Ellis. But yesterday pregame, Jarrett Oaks was walking around the stadium while we were getting things set up here, and was walking around with his nephew Easton, and nephew Easton wanted to come up and talk to Sedric and I in the broadcast booth. He wants to be a broadcaster one day, so showed him around a little bit, and it was really great to, again, see all the families here and all the kids, and really cool opportunity we got to do for Jarrett and his nephew Easton. First pitch in there for a ball. 1-0, 2 on, 2 out, as that one is fouled into the net. Even the count at 1-1. Settlers just tied this one up. It's a 4-4 ball game here in the top of the fourth. 2 on, 2 out for number 17, Danny Estrada. Nice breaking ball there from Jarrett Oaks. Makes the count 1-2. 2 outs. Oaks trying to get himself out of this jam after Maudsley went 4 2/3. On its way, got him looking, strike number 3, and that's a strikeout for Jarrett Oaks. Got Danny Estrada looking. 1 run comes across this inning for the Licking County Settlers, who tie this one up at 4 apiece. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll see Diego Ortiz, Mitch Klass, and Matt Friesen. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth brought to you by Larry's Doghouse. Thank you to Larry's Doghouse for supporting the Copperheads. And if you get a chance to come out to the ballpark, definitely try that Copperheads Crunch Dog, as the umpire went down in this one. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. So everything all well with the home plate umpire. As we get started here again in the bottom of the fourth. Second pitch rather, swung on and missed. So Diego Ortiz down 0-2, working against Michael Lasecki, starting his fourth inning of work. Just missing that outside part of the plate, make it 1-2. Secchi, get the signal, kick deal, swung on and missed, and that's a strikeout for Diego Ortiz. Mitch Class will step up to the plate and try and get things started here in the the bottom of the fourth rather. Tie ball game in this one after the Settlers got one back in the top of the fourth. 4-4 ball game, bottom four. There's a foul tip for strike number one. Here in a moment, we'll take a look at the standings in the GLSCL South. No movement from yesterday. Everybody's place in the division remained the same, but with a doubleheader and a couple of other things, we had some compression near the top as far as how many games back. It's going to be a tough playoff race coming down this stretch in July. The 2-1 pitch to Class sent down the third baseline. Throw back to first in time for out number 2. So Matt Friesen will come up to the plate now with 2 outs and nobody on. Trying to spark this offense. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Friesen, the one that got us started for the Copperheads in that big third inning. He'll foul that one back into the net for strike number 1. Friesen, Shepard, and Aldrich all able to score. The 0-1. Sent out into shallow left field past the outstretched glove of Chase Wisner, and that'll be a single for Matt Friesen. Will send his Ohio University teammate, Carson Shepard, up to the plate. Carson Shepard, a fan favorite among the kids here at Bob Wren, has a lot of fans that like to hang out by that on-deck circle. And he's a very popular guy when he's on that on-deck circle warming up. Shepard will chop that one down the third baseline. Strike number one. One of the best parts about seeing a game here at Bob Wren, all the kids being able to sit up on top of the dugout. There were probably 15 or 20 kids sitting on top of the dugout last night, as well as Friday night, interacting with the players and being able to have one of the best seats in the house. Not quite as good as my seat right here up in the press box, but nonetheless, still a great place to watch baseball from right on top of the dugout. Shepard works the count, 2-1. After that one misses low. Friesen on first here with 2 outs. 2-1. Shepard will ground to third, over to fifth on the 5-3 ground out to end the inning. So no runs off 1 hit for the Copperheads. And we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the top of the 5th inning. Top of the 5th inning brought to you today by Jackie O's Brewery. For Copperheads fans over the age of 21, highly recommend checking out the Homer's Hazy IPA, the special beer Jackie O's brewed for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. The first batter of the inning will be Jumpy Owashi, the third baseman for the Licking County Settlers. Jared Oaks still on the mound. Delivers the first pitch in there for a strike. After a bit of a slow start, needed a couple extra pitches to get warmed up, but now absolutely working the zone. As that one has popped up down the first baseline, Mitch Class giving chase, but that one leaves the ballpark. But strike number 2 on Owashi. Jared Oaks came in relief during the 4th inning. So getting his first full inning worth of work here. Oaks looks on, delivers the 0-2. Another pop-up in the infield. Class and Silva looking for it, but that one hits the top of the Settlers' dugout. So we'll do it again here at 0-2. picture-perfect skyline today here in Athens. Hope everybody's enjoying their 4th of July weekend. We'll have a little 4th of July action tomorrow from Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll be playing at the Reds Urban Youth Academy complex down there, taking on the Cincinnati Steam. That will be a 3:05 first pitch. Sedric and I, as always, on the call for that one. Should be a really fun way to spend the 4th of July. Get your night started with a little matinee baseball action. That one misses outside for ball number 1. Copperheads will have to get on a bit of a roll here in this early part of the month if they would like to keep pace in the division, as that one's foul tipped back again. Owashi doing a great job staying alive. That's a couple foul balls back into the net now. As Oaks will look on. Deliver the 1-2 pitch. Get the signal from Silva. Kick and deal. 1-2. Foul tipped again back. Owashi just able to stay alive in this one. Another lengthy at bat. And 1-2. Shot out into left field. Hodges drifting back at the wall, not able to make the catch, as that one will bounce off the wall. Owashi legging this out. He will be in for a triple. Oh, a nice hit ball from Owashi. Hit that 380 sign out there in left center field. Ian Crump, drifting back and not able to make the play on that one. So the hot dog hitter, the most important hitter of the day here at Bob Wren Stadium, Turner Hill, will be the one to do it. We saw Bennett Clement last night become public enemy number 1 here at Bob Wren, as he showed bunt to get things started when he was named the hot dog hitter, to the chagrin of patrons here. We love the hot dog hitter, discounted dogs. If we're able to get a strikeout, we've seen a couple of guys be really appreciative of being named the hot dog hitter. We saw, there's a strike. The count is 2-1. I believe it was against the Cincinnati Steam. We saw one of the Steam players, won't say strike out on purpose, but maybe wanted to become a fan favorite, as Oaks works this one back to a 2-2. And quite actually the most important pitch of the day, as you can hear the fans ready for their dollar dogs. As we look on, Oaks kicks, deals the 2-2, just misses outside, and Owashi will come across to score on the wild pitch. And the Settlers will take a 5-3 lead. In this one, the count now full as well. Rather 2-2, count is 2-2 to Turner Hill, right fielder. Count is full, my apologies. It's the payoff pitch, high, and that'll be a walk on the hot dog hitter from Jared Oaks. So that puts a runner on first. And it appears that will be the end of the day for Jared Oaks. We'll take a quick break here in the top of the 5th, and when we return, Chase Wisner will be the one to get started with the new pitcher. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. So it appears Oaks will stay on the mound. Saw Coach Lanning go out there. As the runner goes, throw from Silva. Not in time. There's another collision there on second base. Carson Shepard a bit slow to get up. Looks to be okay. But that's a stolen base for Turner Hill. Eliminates the force out. So no outs here in the top of the fifth. Licking County Settlers scored off of a wild pitch, Jumpy Owashi, after hitting a triple to lead things off. Owashi able to come across and score on the wild pitch. Turner Hill, the hot dog hitter, was walked as he's going to steal another base. Silva, no throw down to the plate, so 2 straight stolen bases for Turner Hill. And he now sits just 90 feet away on third base. Count is 1-2 to Chase Wisner. Wisner swings and misses. That's another strikeout for Jared Oaks, and out number 1 of this inning. Drew Garth, the designated hitter, will come in and try and score Turner Hill. There's pitch in there for a strike with 1 out here in the top of the fifth. One, chopper to Shepard, who's not able to make a play on that ball. And that will likely go down as an error for the Settlers, or for the Copperheads, as another run comes across, and the Settlers take the 6-5 lead, or 6-4 lead rather, in this one. So Austin Davison now, catcher. Takes strike number 1. Really nice slider there from Jared Oaks. That one low in the turf for ball number 1. Settlers lead this one 6-4 here in the top of the fifth. A little matinee baseball action. Chopper to Friesen. Friesen throws down to first, but the throw is high, and that will be an extra base for Austin Davison as he'll move up to second. Garth will move up to third on the error, and that's now 2 errors on 2 straight batters for the Copperheads, and need to take a minute to, Silva's going to call everybody in, and they'll have a quick discussion, as limiting errors was another big talking point of Coach Lanning, as Friesen and Shepard both get a nice pat on the back from their teammates. Maybe some words of encouragement. But 2 straight errors now puts 2 runners in scoring position for Ben Kaplan, first baseman. Nice breaking ball from Oaks in there for strike number 1. 2 runners in scoring position. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Another nice breaking ball from Oaks. Now ahead in the count, 0-2. Trying to get another strikeout in this one. Settlers lead this one 6-4. Swing and a miss for strike number 3, and down goes Ben Kaplan. Jared Oaks with another strikeout, and that takes away the sac fly potential for Logan Swanger, the center fielder. Swanger will have to put a ball in play in order to score Garth and Davison. Owashi and Turner Hill both scored in this inning already. And there's a chopper down the first baseline. We'll go foul for strike number 1. Nice to get out to the ballpark. Enjoy some Sunday afternoon baseball. A bit different than the usual night games. As there's a little blooper out to left field, and that one will get down, and 2 runs will come across. The throw into second, not in time on the throw from Maverick Stallings. So that is a 2-run double for Logan Swanger. And the Settlers now lead 8-6, or 8-4 rather. Caden Ellis, the second baseman. As Logan Swanger, first pitch, stealing over to third base. Now he's just 90 feet away, as well as another big inning for the Settlers. Got 3 so far in this one, or 4 rather. 4 runs in this inning. 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and now 3 in the fifth. Go along with their 8 hits. In there for a strike, evens the count at 2-1. Two one from Oaks. Not enough break on it. And the count is now 3-1, 3-1, with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Logan Swanger stands 90 feet away on third base. Oaks delivers the 3-1. Check swing, did he go? He did not. That will be a walk. And now runners on the corners. Silva gives the signal. And Danny Estrada will step into the box. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Settlers, 3 runs already in this inning. Or rather 4 runs. I keep looking at the wrong inning, my apologies. 4 runs in this inning. Turner Hill, Drew Garth, Austin Davison, and Ben Kaplan all scored. 1-1 count. Nice break on that one again. Makes the count 1-2 with 2 outs, and Oaks just needs 1 more strike to get himself out of this inning. Couple of errors as well. So send that one to Mitch Klass, who's not able to get that one. 1 run will come across, and that will be a double for Danny Estrada. Settlers get 1 more. Now lead 9-4. Runners on second and third. Junpei Owashi will bat, and we are back around to the top of the Settlers have bat around in this inning as Owashi will take that one for strike one. 2 outs plus 2 runners on plus the 5 that have come across to score gives you 9. And then, of course, Owashi back up to the plate now with a 1-1 count. A little bit of action going on down there in the Copperheads bullpen. Oaks delivers pitch, and it is a fly ball to Carson Shepard. Makes the play to end the inning. But the Settlers get 5 in this inning. 2 hits and 3 errors from the Copperheads. So the Settlers lead this one 9-4, and when we return, it will be the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning brought to you today by Steak and Shake. Top of the 5th inning for the Copperheads will be started by Gunnar Aldrich. Copperheads need to get a few back here. Trail by 5 here in the bottom of the 5th after a 5-run top of the 5th inning for the Licking County Settlers. Michael Lasecki still on the mound as Gunnar will send that one into shallow right field. And there's another hit for Gunnar Aldrich, who's really starting to play well in his last couple of games. And that will get a runner on for Kyle Ratliff. Kyle Ratliff, a couple of hits today as well. Scored a run on that double steal attempt. Just high IQ base running from Kyle Ratliff and Maverick Stallings. Take ball number 1. Runner on first, no outs. Copperheads trail by 5. Would like to potentially get a couple back here as Ratliff will take strike number 1. Two-one is sent out into right field. Turner Hill underneath it and makes the play for out number 1. Aldrich will retreat back to first base. So Maverick Stallings will step up to the plate. Michael Lasecki getting his 5th inning of work underway. Seeing a little bit of action down there in the Settlers bullpen. Potentially get another couple innings out of him if things continue to trend like this. 4 earned runs off 7 hits. Secchi will throw back over to Aldrich at first base. Aldrich again continuing to show he's a problem for pitchers, and talked to a couple of the pitchers on the broadcast a couple of weeks ago, and they all talked about, too, some of the different things that base runners can do to kind of distract a pitcher, maybe throw them off their game, and dancing around on the base paths is definitely one of them. Pitches in there for a strike to Maverick Stallings. Evens the count at 1-1. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Settlers lead it 9-4. So there's another throw over to first base. Seen a lot of throwovers over to first base today. Most notably, Sam Maudsley being able to get, I believe it was Caden Ellis in that first inning. Austin Davison popped up to keep Aldrich there at first. Secchi will deliver. Breaking ball with not enough break on it. And we'll take the count to 3-1 for Maverick Stallings. Pitch is in there low. So Maverick Stallings will take a walk. Aldrich will advance 90 feet up to second. And with no outs, Sebastian Silva will come up to the plate with a potential RBI opportunity. Silva does not have an RBI on the year, but been really patient as a hitter in this one. Had that really long at-bat that allowed Stallings and Ratliff to score back during that fourth inning. Or third inning, rather. First pitch in there for a strike. Or Sebastian Silva. Secchi delivers. That one chopped over to Caden Ellis. Makes the throw for out number 2. But the runners both advance 90 feet. And Ian Crump will have to put one in play to score Aldrich or Stallings. First pitch to Crump. Popped up in the infield. A couple of guys making chase. Caden Ellis makes the grab to end the inning. So the Copperheads leave 2 on here in the bottom of the fifth. When we return, Turner Hill, Chase Wisner, and Drew Garth. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
and gentlemen, welcome back to today's game. This is Charlie Clegg and Chris Marks, your two co-general managers of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. We're doing a takeover right now as Tim is getting prepared to do our Orange Crush race. So me and Chris will be taking over the broadcasting for this inning. We're very excited. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. This is my second time on the broadcast, and I always love it. I love talking to the fans online as someone who's partial to YouTube as a form of entertainment. I always enjoy coming on here. It's been a tough inning. You know, things were looking pretty good there for a while, and then man, they just went on a run at the end of that last one.
That's right. You know, I think that's been a big problem with our team this year is we have those long innings, but you know, there's still time to come back. Obviously, we're good at that, as we know. So we'll see what we can do here. As that one is fouled off by Turner Hill.
Yeah, that's working up at the ticket gate with my ticket sales guys. It's always fun to see the gaggles of kids that sprint out of the stadium chasing foul balls. I'm just like, please slow down, don't fall on the concrete. At least get into the grass before you start trying to trip each other to get to foul balls. But ooh, there we go. That's a nice shot to center field.
That is directly to Kyle Ratliff.
Perfect.
One down. Up to bat now is designated hitter Drew Garth. And he is today's beer batter. So for those of you who do not know at home, if he strikes out, beer will be discounted for the rest of the inning. So the crowd gets pretty excited about that, I would say.
Yeah, very much into it. My favorite was the batter from the Steam who tipped his cap to the audience after he got struck out.
Yep.
So we'll be hoping to see that again here today. Ooh, there we go.
Pitch is inside, but called strike there for Dylan. Great pitch.
I'm really happy with how this weekend's turned out for the parents. It seems like everyone's been very excited getting to be out here, watch their guys play, watch them on this team. You know, the Copperheads are really special when it comes to Summer League baseball with how we treat our guys and how we care about them. So, you know, I'm really excited that the parents get to come out and see the atmosphere that we've created for them, the fans and everything, just that they all get to enjoy Athens, Ohio. There we go.
There's your second called strike for your beer batter. Yeah, I would completely agree. And the weather's cooperated as well. Obviously, that's a big thing with baseball. And we've had 3 good weather days for parents who enjoy watching their sons play baseball. So that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So
absolutely. The old adage about Athens remains true. If you don't like the weather in Athens, wait a day as he gets thrown out at first. Wonderful.
2 down. Chase Wisner, as Chris mentioned, thrown out at first.
But, Charlie, we're rounding the second half here of the season. We've only got, I think, 8 home games left. How have you enjoyed it so far this year? We finally got to play baseball this year. You and I have been around the organization for a little while, as Tim has as well. And this is our first year actually playing baseball.
It's tremendous. Where we were a year ago from now, not knowing what was going to happen this year, the amount of work that our team and really the community to come together and make sure this happened this summer. It's been tremendous, and there's no better feeling than to see everything we've put into this year come to fruition this year. We cannot be more happier this summer, and I'm super excited and proud of everyone.
I could not agree more. As you see one of our lovely game day staffers walking in front of the camera as another batter gets thrown out at first. There we go.
Drew Garth getting thrown out at first, and that will retire the side.
All right, it's time to play Let's Name That Tune, brought to you by the U-Gen. The game
Copperheads, we are back here. We had a pitching change over the break. Keith Mann is on the mound now for
For the Settlers.
the Settlers as Trey Rucker hits one foul to left field.
Living in the team house this year has been quite an experience. I definitely missed the atmosphere of team sports in my transition from high school to college. And so it's been nice to get back into that atmosphere.
For sure.
Oh, almost.
Grounds out. I'll tell you what, that third baseman,
Now batting
Junpei
for your
Deshani,
Ohio
he has been playing a great game. He's eating everything up that's come his way.
Absolutely.
Gotta give him his props. Mitch Class now batting for your Copperheads. First baseman.
Yeah, let's go, Mitch. As we get to hear roughly 2 seconds of his walk-up song. Seems like things are going well in the PA booth without you and I overseeing things. Yeah.
Pitch ball there for Keith Mann.
Yeah, the strike zone's been very interesting today from these umpires, as it always is. But it's been a beautiful day for baseball, though. When me and our director of facilities were coming today to set up, we were just commenting on we just really appreciated it wasn't a pouring down rain, and we're not actively watching lightning strike the beautiful Ohio University campus. We've had up and down so far this year when it comes to weather, as we have a walk. There we go.
I'd say so. And funny enough, Logan Bratt is pitching for the Settlers, not Keith Mann. Correction. No, I was going to say, before the season, I guess baseball you don't really realize, because I've worked in basketball before. Baseball, so much of your season's really dependent on the weather, and it's just completely out of your hands. And super interesting to learn that as Settlers
As
may
they
be able
turn
to
two.
and they do.
Oh, it's a tough turn of events for our Copperheads.
Sixth inning summary. No runs, no hits,
That will
no
conclude
errors.
the sixth inning.
Are you ready to race?
As we'll get to watch our broadcaster Tim Hanna run the Orange Crush, we will see you back after the seventh inning stretch.
Folks, I want to apologize briefly. This is my first time in the commentary box. I am not quite sure how to change the inning. If you just bear with me a sec. Oh, I'm sorry. I found it. There we go. Okay, we are top 7. Okay, I'm joined here now by Herschel Carrillo-Klein. He's our, as that is a fair hit ball by number 8, Austin Davison to the left field. Herschel, Director of Community Relations, do you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, Copperheads fans? My name is Herschel. I'm the Director of Community Relations and Merchandise for the Copperheads. Excited to be here.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Herschel, tell us a little bit about what you do for the Copperheads.
So stuff that I do is I organize community events and give us some chances to engage with the community. We appreciate the Athens community so much, all that they do for us. We want to get back in it and show face and support the community in any way we can.
That's so well said. And if I mention, Herschel's done a fantastic job this year connecting with the community. We've done a great job with our pool day, our reading days, and so on. And we've got a lot more stuff coming down here in July that we're very excited about, as number 27 takes that one deep to center. Kyle Ratliff on the reception. And our run's going to score. That is Ben Kaplan with the RBI single. Now batting for the Settlers, leadoff hitter Logan Swanger.
Now batting for the Settlers, Logan Swanger.
That one is fouled for the first strike of the inning, or at bat, pardon me. Fouled again. Hirsch, I want you to tell us a little bit about some stuff you've learned about baseball this summer. I know last inning I talked about how, I didn't know the weather was such a big effect on baseball, stupidly enough, because it is. Obviously, it's played outdoors. What's something you've learned about the sport being around it now for this summer?
Well, I've always been a huge baseball fan growing up, going to games, but it's so different, being on the business side of it. Something that's so important is fan engagement, making sure everyone has a positive experience at the ballpark, something that we really focus on. I know that I'm a merchandise tent, but I like to greet people as they come in, and it's just great to see all the smiling faces after all the work that we've put in, just to see the effect that we're having on the community. It's great, and it's been awesome.
That one is taken deep by Logan Swanger and hit foul. I got to agree with you. It's the little things like that. It's the smiles. It's the thank you so much. It's the little notes we get after the Kids on Campus Day you put on, those letters the children wrote. That's what makes the difference in the end.
Mm-hmm. It's the kids catching the baseballs. It's it's the beers. It's the nice weather. It's all everything about it. Baseball is the perfect sport.
That's right, and it's American down to its core.
Oh, absolutely. Here on July 4th weekend, nothing more fitting.
That's right. They're going to try to take two. And Ben Kaplan is able to get to second. Your count is currently 1 ball and 2 strikes. He is able to knock him down there. Down goes Logan Swanger. Now batting for the Settlers, number 29, Cade Nellis, second baseman.
It's a good strikeout. First out on the board. 2 more, and we'll be batting, get this game back going.
That's right. Hopefully Dylan can spark some stuff here, get us into the dugout quickly so we can get our bats hot and put on a comeback here.
Bats came alive a couple nights ago at home. We're looking for another one of those nights.
That is true. Kyle Ratliff, of course, the Grand Slam, which I will remind our fans, that was Herschel's birthday. So quite the fitting birthday gift.
was a great game.
Yeah.
Great game for sure.
Hanna goes inside with a strike. Pretty pitch there. That's Caden Ellis slipping through the right field. And a play at the plate. He's safe. Coming home is Ben Kaplan. Scores now 11-4 Settlers.
Now batting for the Settlers, Danny Estrada.
What's going on, Charlie?
Tim, how you doing, buddy? How was that?
That was entertaining. We did it for the people.
That's right. For those who aren't at the stadium, the Orange Crush race is a race we do against children. We have a man dress up in a full orange jumpsuit. That was Tim today. He raced from foul ball post to foul ball post. It is longer than you think.
Yes, it is.
Estrada pops out to Kyle Ratliff.
Last summer when I was coaching Little League, I used to do it with my kids. But that's a lot smaller than the youth baseball field.
That's right, absolutely. Copperheads fans, I want to thank you guys for listening to me for this inning and a half. I'm going to pass my mic now to Herschel. And Herschel and Tim will carry out the rest of this inning. And thanks again, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Back here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Bottom of the seventh inning brought to you by Larry's Doghouse. You get a chance to come out to the ballpark. Make sure to check out the Copperheads Crunch Dog, a favorite of myself, Sedric, and a bunch of other people around the park. First pitch to Carson Shepard, high and outside for ball number 1. Those of you just joining us on the broadcast, I just returned after running the Orange Crush race here at the ballpark. Strike number 1. It's from the left foul pole to the right foul pole following the warning track. And not only is it a little toasty out there, there's a single from Carson Shepard. I am not quite in as shape as I thought that I was. Maybe my awakening to get up and work out a little bit more. Nonetheless, good time for the people at the ballpark. Congrats to everybody that beat me. One kid started with me. And 2 kids got a little bit of a head start as they were much younger than I am.
It's been a tough run for the Orange Crush here this season.
Yeah, we've had a couple guest appearances though that have absolutely stole the show.
It's helpful to have a Division I college running back.
It does. It does help to have one of those on the staff, especially when he gets a little bored down there selling beer and decides he'll do it.
Yeah, well, Copperheads fans, if you come to the game, go see our man Julian in the beer cave, and he can tell you all about his Orange Crush experience.
Fly out to center field. Swargers underneath it. So Gunnar Aldrich will fly out. Kyle Ratliff will come up to the plate. 1 out. And a runner on first here in the bottom of the 7th. Copperheads are going to need to get the bats going as Settlers currently lead by 7 here in bottom of the 7th. Not the last time we'll see the Settlers this season. We'll get them, I believe, 5 or 6 more times before it's all said and done. Kind of close out the year playing them as there's a shot back to the pitcher, goes off his ankle, throw to second in time, so Shepard will go down on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. Ratliff will stay on first. Maverick Stallings will come up to the plate now. Pretty solid day at the plate for him as well.
Got some strong hitters back-to-back with Kyle and Maverick.
The way they have the lineup structured right now, it allows for that speed and shiftiness. Up the top, Carson Shepard, Gunnar Aldrich. Even looking back to the bottom of the order, guys like Matt Friesen, really shifty on the base pad. So by the time the power where Kyle Ratliff and Maverick Stallings, or when Bam Thomas is in the lineup, those guys can really wake everything up with a couple of guys that are usually on. Even think of like Trey Rucker, quite a few stolen bases this year, up near the 13 or 14 range, I believe. Yeah, 11 stolen bases on the year for Trey Rucker as well. Another guy that is an absolute nightmare for pitchers on the base pads. Count is even for Maverick Stallings. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Herschel, any merchandise or promotions or anything you want to plug while you're on here?
Well, we are selling roll-up picnic blankets this year. So if you come watch the game and sit on the first or third base line, we highly recommend you grab one of the limited edition Copperheads merchandise blankets.
Check them out, people. Alrighty, so 1 hit, no runs here in the bottom of the 7th. When we return, it'll be the top of the 8th inning. Licking County Settlers trying to extend their lead here in this one. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here for the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning brought to you by Eclipse Company Store. Thank you to Eclipse for supporting the Southern Ohio Copperheads, providing those post-game meals. So Andrew Yeary comes onto the mound for the Copperheads as they look to hold the Licking County Settlers from adding on to that run total as we're starting to get down to crunch time here. Yeary's first pitch sent out into left field. Ian Crump underneath it and takes care of business. Turner Hill goes down on the fly out. Chase Wisner will come up now. 11 runs on 11 hits for the Settlers. 4 runs off 8 hits and 3 errors for the Copperheads. Yeary kicks, deals. Pitch in there for a strike to Chase Wisner. One and one with 1 out. Wisner will stand in. Yeary kicks, deals. Low again for ball number 2. 2-1. Outside for ball number 3. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. So a full count now for Chase Wisner. Working against Andrew Yeary. And that one will be low, and that'll be a walk for Wisner. That'll bring up Drew Garth. Hope you all enjoyed listening to Charlie, Chris, and Herschel. Thanks to those guys for coming to fill in on the broadcast while I went and entertained the fans here at Bob Wren. That one's fouled back, sent into the backstop. Strike number 1. Got a chance to run the freeze race, which if you're familiar with Major League Baseball, it's like the freeze race that they run at Truist Park down in Atlanta. However, we're the Orange Crush, sponsored by Pepsi. And so the prize for winning the Orange Crush race is you get a 2-liter of Pepsi, or a 2-liter of Orange Crush, rather. Hence the name, the Orange Crush race. Congratulations to all 3 people that won the race. I did finish last. And it's a nice reminder for me that I need to probably start hitting the gym. But yeah, good times here at Southern Ohio Copperheads games. If you get the chance, definitely recommend coming out any given night. There's all kinds of different activities. There's always games in between each inning, because that one's fouled down the left field line. So that'll load the count here for Drew Garth. All kinds of great stuff to do here at the ballpark. Of course, good food, good drink. Runner goes, chopped foul. So we'll do it again here, full for Drew Garth, working against Andrew Yeary, the Edison State Community College. had a tough outing against the Scouts the other day and only went 2/3 of an inning, maybe even a third of an inning. Just wasn't really feeling all the greatest out on the mound, and I kind of talked to him about it after, and he said he just has to, you know, do better and throw strikes. Didn't quite attack the zone like he wanted to in that, but there's always one nice thing about summer ball is there's always a chance to come out and redeem yourself. We've seen that from a lot of pitchers and a lot of hitters as well who maybe struggled in their first appearance or second appearance and then came back out their next time around and played really well. You look at a guy like Matt Gilkey, a really pretty rough performance when he started here at Bob Wren and then got the start for the second half of the first half of the doubleheader against Xenia the other night. Pitched 5 innings really well, a couple of strikeouts, only gave up 1 run. You look at a guy like Colin Ryan, pitched a lot better in his second performance. Daniel Walter, another guy, pitched really well in his first performances too, but saw that improvement. So a lot of these guys, you know, maybe struggle their first time and then come out and do a lot better the second time around. 3-1 count to Austin Davison. Davison, the catcher for today's contest. 3-1 pitch. Shot out into right field. Going all the way back. Crump gets a hold of it and makes the grab for out number 2. That ball was carrying back towards the warning track. Crump able to get underneath it. Probably about 5 or 10 feet short of being out of this ballpark. Looks like we got a new batter for the Licking County Settlers. Drew Furshaw. Furshaw, a familiar name for the Copperheads. We've seen him a couple of times. I believe he had played in both games. Checking my notes here. Yeah, Drew Furshaw, 0-for-3, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout from Bryant and Stratton College, originally from Newark, Ohio. We'll get a crack at it here. Pinch hitting for Ben Kaplan over at first base. First pitch low for ball number 1. Top of the 8th inning here at Bob Wren Stadium. Copperheads trail by 7. Quick math. And are starting to run out of time to do this here. They'll have 6 outs to work with to get those 7 runs. And they want to get back in that win column. 2-0 pitch is low, make it 3-0 for Furshaw. Ball is outside, and that will walk the bases full for the Licking County Settlers, who will have the top of their lineup, Logan Swanger, who's been very active in today's game, will be the one to get things started with the bases loaded. Dangerous territory for Copperheads. 1 out is all they need to get out of this jam. As that first one will be chopped down the first baseline, 1 run will come across. It appears 2 runs will come across. So a 2 RBI single for Swanger. And the Settlers now lead 13-4. And we're approaching run rule territory once again. Twain Cope stepping in now another guy I saw in the last appearance, or last game, rather, versus the Settlers. 0 for 3, had a run, a walk, and a strikeout. Southwest Tennessee Community College for the sophomore. First pitch outside, or ball number 1. Reminder, folks, tomorrow we'll be having a little 4th of July action down at the Reds Urban Youth Academy. Twain Cope swings on that one. Strike number 1. We're taking on the Cincinnati Steam for a little 4th of July action tomorrow. 3:05 on the first pitch for that. Sedric, Granger, and I, as always, on the call. Baseball takes no days off here in Southeast Ohio. All ball, all summer. That's our new motto. Twain Cope, 1-1. 2 outs, 2 on. Settlers get one more run here in this inning. Copperheads will have to score in the bottom of the 8th to avoid a run rule. And that would be 4 straight games, one way or another, if that were to happen. Game Thursday ended in a run rule, the Copperheads falling in that one. And then, of course, Friday getting the win via run rule here at Bob Wren. And then, of course, yesterday, the 11-1 loss to the Hamilton Joes. Hamilton Joes, a very tough out for anybody in the GLSCL. Going to be in the mix all year long. One of the best pitching staffs. We'll likely see a couple of their pitchers at the All-Star game here in a couple weeks. I think it's coming up next week, actually. July 12th? No, a week from Tuesday. So if you're out there, the GLSCL All-Star game, make sure to give us a shout. Sedric, Granger, and I will be there, along with a couple members of the staff, taking pictures, doing social media, and, of course, covering our Copperheads that will make the All-Star game. Gets looking for strike number 3, so that'll end the inning. And the Copperheads avoid a run rule possibility, as they're still trying to get themselves back in this one, trailing by 9. We will take a quick break, and we'll come back with the, give you a bit of a rundown with the GLSCL South standings. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning brought to you by Steak and Shake. Get a Steak and Shake for your support of the Southern Ohio Copperheads this season. Sebastian Silva send that one down the foul line and into the bullpen. Bunch of the bullpen guys hanging out down there. Talked to them before I did my race. A couple guys eager to get back out there on the mound. Second pitch in there for a strike, so Silva down 0-2 already here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Copperheads need 9 to tie and would need that 10th ultimately in the bottom of the 9th to get this one done. Silva grounds out to first base. And Crump will step up to the plate now. 1 out. And the Copperheads only have 5 more to get it done here as Trey Rucker stands in the on-deck circle. He'll get his first swing at it after Crump takes his chance. Crump, pop fly out to right field. Turner Hill underneath it. And that's out number 2. Trey Rucker comes up, the Arizona State man in this one. Got a break in this one. Trey Rucker 0 for 2 yesterday against the Hamilton Joes. Did not start in this one, but now coming in to pinch hit for, looks like Diego Ortiz. Takes strike number 1. The 0-1 on its way, sent foul. That's a rocket off the bat over into foul territory. As always, a lucky fan's going to get a chance to go home with one of those foul balls, as every foul ball hit here at Bob Wren gets to go home with some lucky fans. So every fan gets to go home with a foul ball that they find. It's always great to see the kids, too, after the game, go up to the players. They'll sit, right by the dugout fence and ask players for their interviews. And I talked to, I believe it was Jake Jordan I talked to, and I asked him if anybody had ever asked him for his autograph before, and he said that the Southern Ohio Copperheads were the first time that he had ever been asked for his autograph. So that was really cool. See how much this team really means to these kids in this community. And no hits for the Copperheads in the bottom of the 8th, and they'll need to get 3 quick outs and then score 10 to get it done here in the bottom of the 9th. Take a quick peek at the GLSCL South standings. If things will hold true, the Settlers will move to 12 and 11, and the Copperheads will fall to 7 and 14. Division starting to kind of settle in now. No movement from yesterday's standings as far as order. Hamilton Joes still on top of the league, 14 and 8. Cincinnati Steam, who we'll see tomorrow, of course, 13 and 10. Game and a half behind the Joes for first place, but a full game lead on the Xenia Scouts for that second playoff spot. And if I had to guess, based off my educated guess, I would say that Hamilton Joes are going to lock up that top spot, as they just have a bullpen and a starting rotation, frankly, that not a lot of teams in this league can compete with on a nightly basis. And then, of course, the Licking County Settlers there, sitting at 11 and 11, just 3 games back from first, about a game and a half back on the Steam. So they'll move up a little bit today. Richmond Jazz at 11 and 12, 3.5 games back. So a lot of area for upward mobility, especially for the Copperheads if they're able to get on a bit of a run here. We'll head to back out onto the field. This one, top of the 9th inning. Danny Estrada flies out to Matt Friesen at third base out there in foul territory. So that's 1 up, 1 down for the Settlers. Jack Rando, another guy Copperhead saw in their last matchup. Jack Rando, Belmont University, Brentwood, Tennessee. Listed on the roster as a pitcher, but I believe he got an opportunity to play in the field. I have to go back and check my notes. First pitch in there for a ball. Sends that one over to Friesen, makes the throw, and records the out. So 2 up, 2 down for the Copperhead, or for the Scouts. Settlers. I apologize, folks. I'm glad that you guys stuck around to watch this one with me. Thanks to our special guest commentators that came in to fill in for me. Went and did a little ballpark entertainment. So one great thing about working here at the Copperheads is the team atmosphere here, and we're all able to kind of cover down and look out for each other. Everybody gets to do a little bit of everything here. Pitch sent out into left field. Crump making chase. That one lands fair. Foul. They're going to say foul. It looks like it landed fair from here, but we'll take it. So 1 and 2 for Jack Rando. Actually, Turner Hill. Sent back out towards the mound. Yuri to skip away from that one. And there's one on now for the Settlers here in the top of the 9th. So coming up to the plate now, Chase Wisner. Getting a crack at it. Yuri. Missing low for ball number 1. One, and off the end of Shepard's glove as we'll hustle over to third base. Got runners on the corners now. Nice play by Shep to lay out for that one. Just not quite able to get his glove into that one. Kind of went off the end of it. Ricocheted out towards left field before Stallings and Ratliff were kind of able to corral that one. Drew Garth, designated hitter, will step to the plate with 2 outs. As that'll be a pop-up in the infield. Maverick Stallings flashes the leather and makes the play. So the Settlers leave 2 on, and the Copperheads will need 9 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. We'll take a quick break. And when we return, See if the Copperheads can get it done. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the ninth, Copperheads will need 9 runs and only have 3 outs to do so here in the bottom of the ninth. 9 runs would tie it up, and we would head to our first overtime rule of the year. 21 games into the season, have not seen an overtime yet. Do overtime a little bit different here in the GLSCL as Mitch Class is going to find a hole in the defense, and he's going to leg that one out for a stand-up double. Mitch Class getting things started here in the bottom of the ninth. One thing about this Southern Ohio Copperheads team is that they do not go down without a fight. They will claw and swing and chip away at it until the very, very end. We saw them come back down, I believe, 9 or 10 runs the last time they played the Settlers. Talked about it earlier. Copperheads come back, just fell just short. Ended up losing that one 11-9. First pitch to Matt Friesen in there for a ball. Hope everybody's enjoying their 4th of July weekend. Long weekend. We'll have more Copperheads action tomorrow from Cincinnati. Be headed out to the Reds Urban Youth Academy. Get to see that facility. Play the Cincinnati Steam 3 o'clock game on that one. Be sure to follow along on social media. That one's chopped foul. The 1 and 2 for Matt Friesen. Yeah, be sure to follow along on social media, on Twitter at Copperheads, on Instagram at Cheads Baseball, and of course on Facebook, Southern Ohio Copperheads. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for the broadcast, be sure to send me a message on Twitter at Tim Sports Corner or at Sedric Granger for my partner in the broadcast booth. 1-2 pitch just outside. 2 and 2 as Matt Friesen evens the count here. No outs. Mitch Class on second base. Copperheads need 9 runs here in the bottom of the ninth. As Friesen will send that one out deep into left field. Danny Estrada underneath it. And that's 1 down. Back to the top of the order for the Copperheads, Carson Shepard with one out. Mitch Class still out there on second base, trying to get a run scored in here. First pitch in there for a ball. Mitch Class will advance 90 feet up to third base and now stands just 90 feet away from getting the first run on the board for the Copperheads since that fourth inning. Carson Shepard ahead in the count 1-0. Absolutely beautiful day for baseball here in Southeast Ohio. Has to skip out of the way of that one. Almost hit him. And I think at this point in the season, Carson Shepard's probably pretty tired of getting hit by pitch. At one point led the league in hit by pitches. 2-0 sent ripping down the foul line. Make it 2-1 for Carson Shepard. Two and one to him. Gunnar Aldrich, the Michigan State man, awaits in the on-deck circle. Mitch Class down there on third base. Copperheads looking for an RBI here. Like to conserve that last out if possible, or that second out rather, if possible. Shepard will foul that one into play as it looks like he broke his bat. So they'll toss him a new one and we'll get another chance here at 2-2. Crowd not out of it yet. Always making an impact here. Carson Shepard will have a fresh bat and a 2-2 count to work with. Takes that one inside and will load the count at 3-2 for the Ohio University middle infielder. Payoff pitch outside, and Shepard will march down to first base. Able to draw a walk there. So now 2 on, and only 1 out for Gunnar Aldrich. So Gunnar Aldrich will step up to the plate, runners on the corners. Mitch Class got on. Nice hit double over there to the right field side. Shepard walked. Aldrich will check swing at that one for ball number 1. For Aldrich. Low in the dirt for ball number 2. Copperheads still need 9 runs to tie it up here. 10 would be the winner. Cal Ratliff awaits on the on-deck circle. Aldrich will take that one right downtown for strike number 1. So a 2-1 count. Runners on the corners. Copperheads trail by 9. Wind the kick the deal. Take a breaking ball. Nice break. That's strike number 2. 2-2 to Gunnar Aldrich. He'll send that one out into shallow left field. And it looks like it will drop. Mitch Class will head home. Carson Shepard will leg one out to third base. The tag not in time. And that's an RBI single for Gunnar Aldrich. The Settlers' lead is now down to 8. Kyle Ratliff will head up into the box. Carson Shepard on third, Gunnar Aldrich on first. Copperheads trail by 8. Kyle Ratliff. Step into the box here. Runners on the corners. First pitch to Ratliff. He'll send that one out into center field. It drops, and Carson Shepard will come home to score. That is an RBI single from Kyle Ratliff. Runners on first and second. The lead is now 7 for the Settlers. Maverick Stallings will get to work here now. Runners on second and third here with only one out in the bottom of the ninth. Copperheads trail by 7. Would need 8 to win it, 7 to force the overtime. First pitch to Stallings on its way. Nice break on that. Dropped right in the zone for a strike. Started up pretty high, right at about Stallings, just above Stallings' shoulder, and dropped right in just above his knees. Maverick Stallings will send that one out into the gap in left field. Danny Estrada makes the catch. So the Copperheads down to their final out here in the bottom of the ninth. Sebastian Silva will be the one responsible for keeping this game alive, as he'll have 2 on and 2 outs. Copperheads need 7 runs to stay alive in this one. First pitch to Silva, right downtown for strike number 1. Second pitch just on that inside part of the plate for ball number 1. So 1-1 to Sebastian Silva. 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Licking County Settlers lead it 13-9. As Gunnar Aldrich will take off to third, and that one will be hit over to Nellis and end the game. The Licking County Settlers
are victorious in this one. They take it 13-6 from the Southern Ohio Copperheads. And another tough loss for the Copperheads. Able to kind of battle back in that one, but too little, too late, as that middle part of the game, we're talking about the fifth, sixth, seventh inning, where the Settlers were able to kind of jump out to that lead. The Copperheads not able to stand in there with them and kind of match them for runs. So stick around, folks. We'll see if we can get a little post-game content in here. And as a reminder, of course, we have the game tomorrow in Cincinnati, as we'll travel down there to face the Cincinnati Steam in that one. So thank you very much for listening. We'll be back shortly with some post-game content. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube.
So the Copperheads unfortunately fell today, 6-13, and I'm with Coach TJ Lanning. And Coach, obviously it was a really tough turnaround having to play a game last night and then turn around in the morning. Did you feel like your guys were well rested?
Yeah, no, I definitely thought we were very well rested. We came out and we had a very competitive ball game, until they had the one big inning where we made 3 errors and then started walking the house, So that just can't happen when we're trying to keep winning or get on a little winning streak. But yeah, no, I thought the guys were very well rested. Told them to go home, get some sleep, hydrate because we were playing at midday. And it was brutally hot out there on that turf today. But no, I definitely thought they were prepared.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then one thing I want to ask, one thing that's really hurt this team a lot has been the big inning. We've seen that happen time and time again when games have been really competitive otherwise, and then one half inning is the only thing that makes the score look a lot worse than it is. How are you guys going to work to prevent those in the future?
Yeah, just keep getting on the mound, throwing some more bullpens, and just clean up our defense. We're going to keep having early work to come out, get some ground balls, and get some extra hitting every day, just to keep getting better. So that's, I think, what's going to set us apart is just getting extra reps.
Good. And then lastly, Coach, again, you guys are going to be playing the Cincinnati Steam for the next 2 days. They've been a team that's been a very tough out for you guys. What are you going to say to your team to kind of break that sort of funk that you guys have against the Steam?
Shake it off because, I think today was the first time that we've actually made some costly errors in about 4 or 5 games, So our defense has definitely made improvements. So, today it just happened to not go our way, but I think just stay with it, stay in the ball game, and just keep it close, and we have a shot. I think just we got to quit leaving guys on base. I think I counted we left 8 to 9 more base runners on base today. We take away that big inning. I think we win 12 to, I think it was 8, the final it would have been. But, just those errors and not driving guys in is just costing us right now.
I got you, Coach. And we're confident that we know what your team is capable of. We saw you guys be able to pull off big wins. You guys have the pieces. It's just all about putting it together.
Yep.
But Coach Lanning, thank you for talking with us. I
Awesome.
really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.